Welcome in to Donzilla's Stand-Up Showcase. Played the role of Pamela the Punisher Poet in all three of the Bros feature films that were released by Adler Entertainment and are currently streaming on Tubi, Janice Chapman.
So I'm recently single. Again? Yeah. It's not that much pizzazz, though. I had a 22-year-old DM me on Tinder. He's like, "What up, mommy?" I could let you know a couple things that wouldn't be up. But I'm like, "Oh my God, sweetie, you're so cute, but you're a little young for me, don't you think?" He's like, "Oh, mommy, age is nothing but a number." I'm like, "Oh, is it? Because you about to make my car insurance go up." That's a number 2, right? Because it's gonna be crap. And then he proceeds, and he's like, "I'll show you such a good time. I can go all night. I can do this and I can do that." I'm like, "All night? I'm 42. That doesn't sound good at all." I got dishes to do. I got laundry to put away. I got work in the morning. Like, I didn't lose my vibe. My back just hurts. You know? Like, I don't need a young dude that's gonna activate my breast milk. That just seems absurd to me, right? And I'm swiping and then I get on to OkCupid and I match with this guy, and he's like, "Do tears turn you on?" And I'm like, "Well, they make my eyes wet." Whose tears are we talking about here? So then I have to go back and I have to check, because like on OkCupid, like they tell you your percentage match, you know, and I was a 91% match with "Do tears turn you on?" I had to reevaluate my whole life with "Do tears turn you on?" You know, like I have cried over some stupid stuff. You know, like, has a boy ever made you cry? No. She's empowered in 19, folks. I cried over a dude that had an air mattress on the floor. I think our priorities might be a little different. I'm just a little lonely, you know? Like, I've always said, is one of the 3 L's? Is it lust? Is it love? Is it lonely? It could be a combo platter of all 3, but I tell you what, his personality isn't gonna make you come.
He traded the unforgiving streets of Carroll, Iowa for a fresh start in the Quad Cities. After realizing that the cutthroat realm of being a milkman wasn't his calling, he shifted gears and embraced the realm of comedy. While some find his journey inspiring, there are those who question its authenticity. Starman.
I got a performance bonus at work, and it was a surprise. And by surprise, all I mean is they put it in our direct deposit account and didn't tell us what was going on. Now, a little backstory on my wife and I. We used to be poor, but I like to buy drugs. So my wife watches our bank account way more than she ever watches our kids. So as soon as this money hit the bank account, she is blowing up my phone. She's like, "Chris, what's going on? Why did the company put so much money in our bank account? What's going on?" And it was weird, because this was the first time I've ever been in trouble for there being too much money in the account. But she's nagging. She's like, "What's going on? Why did the company put so much money in our account?" I didn't know, so I had to come up with something. And I said, "I think the company sold me and gave us a cut of the profit." She immediately texted back, "Only if they sold you by the pound." My wife hates when I tell these jokes because she doesn't want you to think that she's that mean of a person. I want you guys to know she said something horrible about each and every one of your mothers, so we're going to keep going. Everybody's been on me about my weight lately. Like, I had my annual physical last week, and my doctor's on me about my weight. And I've got one of those kid doctors. He's not like a child genius that has his own TV show. I've just got really crappy health insurance, so I gotta pretend that this honor roll student's a medical professional. And he's a kid because he always calls me Mr. Starman. And on this particular day, he's wearing a shirt with a Harry Potter emblem on it. So now the illusion is that this toddler went and got an advanced science degree, but still likes to pretend magic is real. And he's like, Mr. Starman, you need to consider losing weight. You could be at risk for diabetes, high blood pressure, or even death. I'm like, that's not exactly great motivation for a guy with severe depression. Mr. Starman, you're not taking me very seriously. You might not be around much longer. I'm like, woo-hoo-hoo, don't threaten me with a good time. What I don't get, though, is if this little wizard was so concerned about my weight, why didn't he just pull out his magic wand and hit me with that Reducus Maximus spell? It was raining at work the other day, and I know that because the HR lady complained to me about it. Now, most people do not like their HR person. I am fortunate I work with a very nice HR lady. She's a woman in her mid-50s. She's got really bad arthritis. So she tries to eat well so she can keep some of that pain away. But on this day, like I said, it was raining. And she came up to me and she's like, oh, Chris, this weather is not doing my joints any good. And I said, well, of course not. They're going to be soggy. They're going to be hard to keep lit. I said that to the HR lady. She was furious. She didn't talk to me for the rest of the day, except to send me up to the work fitness center, take one of those pee tests. Turns out I do have diabetes. Damn, Dr. Doogie Potter was right. I'm getting older now. I don't understand the music that the kids are listening to. Like, you look like a young person. Do you listen to the Lady Gaga? The Lady Gaga? I thought she was way sexier when she was Marilyn Manson. Before COVID, I thought Cardi B was a flu strain. And what about Rihanna in the Super Bowl? She's got a song called S&M. The words to that song go like this. I might be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Sex in the air, I don't care, I love the smell of it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. What kind of message is that sending the children? Because the only message I get is that if Chris Brown had picked the right weaponry instead of his fist, he would have gotten a lot less trouble. All right, I'm Chris Starman. I've been awesome. You guys have a great rest of your night.
This next performer features in headlines venues all over the Midwest and is a crowd favorite everywhere he goes. From Rock Island, Illinois, James Draper.
We got any hunters in the audience? Any hunters here? Oh, a few of you. Here we are in Iowa, of course. I've hunted before. I've hunted a few times. I don't have a passion for it, so I don't do it. But I get it. What I don't get is big game hunting, right? You know what I'm talking about? And when I say big game hunting, I mean exactly what everyone immediately pictures, right? African plains, Serengeti, lions, elephants, giraffes. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. The biggest challenge to big game hunting is affording the trip to go big game hunting. It's $100,000 a person, right? Once you're there, you're in an all-inclusive resort. In the morning, you get in a Jeep with an indigenous guide. He takes you out a couple miles. He stops the Jeep and he goes, lion. And you shoot the lion, right? This wasn't a ghost in the darkness situation. We survived a pride of lions. If you did, badass. I'd high-five you. I hope you mount the dude to the wall. But no, in this situation, what you did was you traveled thousands of miles to kill a cat. Let's be honest. What about elephants? I see these pictures of guys beaming with pride right in front of the dead elephant. Yeah. I'm like, what's going through their head? Are they sitting there like, You guys said I couldn't hit the broad side of a barn, but I got living proof, right? Well, recently living proof right here. Yeah, good shot there, Hawkeye. Way to spot the 4-ton gray blob in a sea of yellow and green. What's the demand for elephant? Like, when was the last time you were at a barbecue and someone's like, how come you never got no elephant burgers? That's never happened. You're not going to hear Sam Elliott come on the TV and be like, elephant, the good gray meat, right? It's never going to happen. There's people out there hunting giraffes. Giraffes, these are giant, docile, adorable creatures whose only defense is to punch you with its face and then awkwardly run away. Giraffes are out there on the Serengeti like, oh, finally, a leaf. Oh, no, a hunter. Get the hell out of here. You know, I'll leave you with one more thing. You know what animal I think has had a pretty tough time recently over the past couple years? Canine cops, right? Because the pandemic hit and weed was legalized. So everyone either smelled like a drug dealer or looked like a bank robber. Everywhere they go, that dog gets out of the truck and he's like, now, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy. Then that's an awkward ride back to the precinct, right? The whole time he's in the back of that SUV like, so we ain't gonna arrest nobody today? Got me out here for practice? All right, you guys, that's my time. Thank you very much.
She gives a contemporary spin on life, relationships, and the wild ride of raising a family. Ashley Dozer.
I've been married almost 9 years, and it's been an interesting ride. My family had really high standards for me. I'm the oldest. I'm the only girl. I have 3 younger brothers. Everybody wanted me to be a lawyer and do this and that, and all these good things. My first husband robbed a bank, and my current husband was my weed guy, folks. Yeah. My parents are very proud. Yeah. I feel like marriage kind of messes with your self-esteem a little bit because I'm pretty sure that not too long ago I was in East Dubuque dancing in a cage at a bar and getting a scorpion tattooed on my bottom. And now Martha Stewart's 81-year-old ass is on Sports Illustrated, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened. I do kind of know what happened, just a little bit. I got clean 15 years ago, you guys, which is the best decision. Thanks. The problem is, I didn't go to traditional therapy. I moved in with one of my younger brothers. The only therapist I had was Little Debbie. All she gave me was a false sense of security and that mark on my chart at the doctor that says obesity. And I gained a lot of weight, and I was almost 500 pounds, so I've lost almost 200 pounds, and thanks. The problem with this, though, is now I want to lose the weight, and my starting weight was Jabba the Hutt, and my goal weight is Wilford Brimley. If you listen to my shoes real close, they're even pissed off when I walk. They just say, diabetes. Oh, I had my time. I had my time when I thought I was hot. I went through a hoe phase in college and took a guy home whose name was Jack. Except for that's what I was drinking. That was not his name, folks. Now, when I drink at home, I'm not allowed to have anything at all because a lot of my husband's friends look like him. Gets a little confusing. Yeah. He knows I tell that joke, and he goes, "This is why you don't drink." You know? No, I'm happy I don't. I hear a lot of people dating, and I'm really happy I don't have to date because it was so crazy to begin with, and now you have Tinder and Hinge and Bumble and all these things, and you have to track your friend's phone. Have you guys ever gotten that text? Just track my phone or call me and say it's an emergency, right? So the problem is I don't want to track your phone. I don't want to call and pretend. What we need, you guys, is a Nuva ring with an air tag. You guys know what a Nuva ring is, right? Yeah. You need a Nuva ring with an air tag. 2 reasons for this. One, you always know where your friend is. You don't have to text her. You don't have to pretend to call her, all this. And then when she's done for the day, you can ask that hoe why she was bouncing from house to house to house. All right, guys, I'm Ashley Dozer. Thank you.
He's an Iraq veteran and fire medic turned comedian who's been performing stand-up for 13 years. He's opened for names like Tom Segura and Rich Voss. Give it up for Scott Malcom.
I know what you're thinking. It's okay, I get it all the time, and you're right. I am a cat guy. I have a beautiful psycho redhead named Reba. I wasn't always a cat guy. I converted recently because my dog died. Don't be sad, it ruins my set. Anyway, rewind. My dog didn't die, but I'm a cat guy. That better? She's something else. I had to put her litter box down in the basement because she doesn't understand the concept of keeping the sand inside the sandbox. Just tired of walking around and slipping and stuff. She's become a professional at catching rats since I put her litter box down there. I fell asleep on the couch not too long ago, and I started feeling pawing on my chest about the middle of the night, and that's nothing strange. It's what she does. So I start petting her and realize that I'm petting a rat. You don't know the rat. It could have been through a lot of stuff you don't know about it. Come on. So I threw it against the wall, and she ran after it, and then I remembered, I taught her how to be a dog, so she brought it back to me. Like, I wanted to be mad, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, my baby. It's beautiful. She's like the Donald Trump of catching mice now. She's like, listen, okay, I'm tremendous at the mice. All right, we all know. Okay. You remember the 3 blind mice? I knew them before they were blind. Okay. All right. They got sent to China. Okay. And that's where they stayed. They're not coming back. Okay. That's my cat. That's my cat. So, what I used to do on the farm was hang out in the barn and pass my time. We had a rope ladder. There were pigeons on the top level, place to masturbate in the corner. There was everything you needed as a child to have a good time in that barn. Something happened in that barn that sticks with me till this day. I found a gaggle, I guess we'll call it. What do you call a bundle of daddy long legs? You ever seen that? Looks like a 70s porno bush. So I saw one of these gaggles up above me, and I decided to poke it with my dick, and they all fell onto me. I fall backwards onto my back, and they're crawling all over me, and it's hard to talk about because that is why, and my therapist confirms it, that is why today I'm deathly afraid of pubic hair. I know. Imagine trying to have a sex life. That's not happening. I got in contact with Trojan condoms, and I convinced them to make a bigger condom than the Magnum. It was clearly needed. I decided we're going to call it the Trojan Clydesdale. Hold on, but you can only get it on the black market. Hey, I'm Scott. That's my time. Thank you.
played the role of MC Cheeses in the romantic comedy The Moving On Phase, a feature film streaming on Tubi. Here is Matty J.
I remember I just turned 40 years old. I know I look great for 40, thank you. But my niece gave me a card and it said some deep inspirational thing. It said like, good lordy, lordy, Matty J, you're 40, right? And it said, it is what it is. You only live once, YOLO, age is just a number. Age is just a number, but that number gets weird, right? Like when I'm 40 and my girlfriend is 28, that number's 12, right? That's a 12 difference, right? Like we're doing math and stuff. Like, but if my girlfriend was 16 and I was 28, that number becomes jail time, right? So my niece is sitting there and she's got these Snapchat friends and I'm looking at them and they look a lot older than her. And now my girlfriend is 12 years younger than me, so it's hard to explain. These guys are too old for you. Because she's like, age is just a number, YOLO, right? It's like you're not that old to be telling me like quotable quotes. Like, get a job, pay taxes. Those are quotable quotes that you need to learn, Joy, not YOLO and things like that, right? But, so as I was doing this with my daughter, I bought this awesome gift for my sister, and it's a picture of my sister and her family, and it's painted by this awesome artist whose name is Laura Todd, and it's amazing to have a personally painted picture of you on your walls. My sister, she can't stand it. She goes, it doesn't look like me, that's not my face. I'm like, well, I sent the picture and they painted your face, so I'm sorry that you don't like your face.
He's a regular at Catacombs of Comedy and the Classic Event Center. From Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Kyle King.
Well, I too like to dance, or at least I'd like to learn. Specifically how to salsa dance. I looked up a couple videos, and it goes a little something like this. 1, 2, 3, hold the 4, 5, 6, 7, hold the 8. And I don't know, do we have anybody of German descent in the crowd? Nobody? Oh, you right there? Well, maybe you have the same problem that I do, but whenever I try it comes out a little more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But and my poor dance partner, if they're not wearing work boots, it's about to be like blitzkrieg on their toes. Ready the cavalry! Fire! Whoops! Sorry, my bad. But I know I'm not the only one that wants to dance. A wave is sweeping across this country. A new day is on the horizon. A dance revolution, if you will. But this country is not without its fair share of danceism. Its most prominent group, the Waltz Supremacists, have made their voice known. Salsa? Not with my daughter, you ain't. Who let them in anyway? They ain't paid their fair share of admissions. We never had this problem with the polkas, with the waltzes, with the line dancers. They all paid their $5 cover. Plus, we start letting in these salsa dancers. Who's next? The whirling dervishes? Folks, we have tried to be accepting in the past. And it just does not work. We tried it in the 80s, and everybody got sick with disco fever. We tried it in the 90s, and I got 2 words for you. Hey, Macarena, where are you now? And we tried it in the 2000s, and everybody decided to get all militarized and have a soldier boy tell them. Well, let me tell you this. Why is it that every time I get on my phone, I got to see a bunch of TikTokers dancing around? Who do they think they are anyway? A bunch of renegades? And the media, as they do, they will try and calm things down. Folks, please, there will be no salsa dancers. No, what on earth is a whirling dervish? Anyway, folks, in this great country, all you need to do to get ahead is work hard and take a seat in your nice comfy chair. It's called swivel down ergonomics. And when you are here, you will be so comfy, there will be no need to dance. But if you think for 1 second that this country isn't ready to dance, I challenge you to go to your local nightclub, and you'll see at least one gentleman in the back having a life-changing experience while he's getting danced up on. You'll see him back there. Wow, this is amazing. These twerkers aren't so bad after all.
Your next comic can be seen at a comedy show near you. He's known as the Yacht Rock of Comedy, Danny Franks. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, with the health, I got a YMCA membership, and I thought I'd, get some like pickup games of basketball going, but being a white middle-aged guy walking in there, not really getting picked for the team. I'll be honest with you. Usually, like when you get called to the team, they may know your name. They don't know my name because I'm new, but they're going to start knowing my name once I start breaking some ankles. So they describe you over to the team, and these are just some of the descriptions I get when I get described over to the team. Yeah, we'll take the guy in the compression socks and the New Balance. We want that guy. Yeah, we'll take the guy that was limping and sweating when he walked into the gym. We want that guy on our team. Back hair, we want back hair on our team. Get him. And the worst one, yeah, we'll take unattractive Jeff Bezos. Oh, he's got a lazy eye. I also have a CPAP machine. That's how unhealthy I am. I don't really like talking about it. Like my coworkers don't know I have one. And I came in one morning, and you get these mask marks when you have a CPAP machine, and they don't go away till like 11 o'clock. And my coworkers were concerned because they thought that those mask marks were from a ball gag. Yeah, crazy morning ball gag sex from Danny and IT. Yeah, HR was involved. Yeah, I've been shaving my head for quite some time. I got this scar. I'm very self-conscious about it. I'll tell you about this and then I'll get out of here. The scar is from when I went to my grandma's house one day, and she asked me to take these very large rocks out to the back of her backyard where her garden was, and I don't like manual labor, and I always wanted to be an Ewok. So I'd make a catapult, and I would just launch them back there. So I put this little contraption together. It was kind of like a teeter-totter, and there was a rock on this side, and I was on this side on a chair. And I stood up on it, jumped off, and this rock hit me dead in the head. Knocked out. And I just feel bad for my grandma. She's inside watching Price is Right, fantasizing about Bob. Here's a thud, runs to the back window and just sees a rock, a piece of wood, a bloody rock, and then her unconscious 45-year-old grandson just laying there.